Hey guys, good afternoon. Kind of a different video here. One of my viewers asked for me to do a more detailed review on Smarthop. Smarthop's my dispatch service. They they're, I guess you could say, a newer company. I think they're like going into their second year now. I don't try and plug them too much, primarily because the information I put on my channel is designed to help people, and I feel like if my channel is monetized or if I have a sponsor, I joke about, hey Mac, what's up? When am I getting that 2021? I make those kinds of jokes, but honestly, I think for my own credibility and for people to relate and believe what I'm saying, I think for that to work, I think it carries more weight if you don't see commercials every 15 seconds, or I'm not carrying a certain product in my hand, and it's obvious who's in my pocket, right? I'm not a race car driver. you know you know the Mac number 13 ran great, passed on the outside, and I developed a push. No. And I'm also not a senator, and so I'm not pushing an agenda for anyone. It's just me trying to make a buck with my old trucks, and I share information that I think helps viewers. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I got like 120 some subscribers, but I've noticed some of my videos where I'm posting information on different load boards, they get a lot of views. And I don't ask for subscribers because then it kind of looks like I'm trying to build a commercial enterprise on YouTube. And so I did a video on Smarthop a while back. It was very crude. It was kind of in my first days of doing videos. I didn't really know how to put them together. None of that. And so, in fact, if I remember right, it was really noisy. But I was pretty proud of the fact that they had got me like a $2,000 load, and everything else in the market was like $900. And so I thought it was worthy of posting. And I vaguely mentioned them from time to time. But again, I try not to. Anyways, I need to move on because you guys are only going to tune in for so long and I'm burning time. So Smarthop, I'm not putting up their specific data or like digging into their website or anything like that. I still have, and I'm working with them. I have a relationship with them that's working. And so instead what I did is I let my dispatcher know that there's a request for more information, and I want him to ask somebody, one of his superiors, someone, and just see if it's okay that I do some kind of review, whether it's I open up their website and kind of show them stuff. I don't want to ruffle feathers because I get a lot of revenue through them. They get me a lot of really good loads. But I can do a testimonial, and no one can stop me from doing that. So I met up with Smarthop through Trucking Topics Today. Tony over there, I know I keep bringing him up, but he really does have a good channel. He read an article through one of the magazines, and it kind of gave a description of who Smarthop was, what they were about, what their services were. And so I reached out to them. I called after hours, which was a mistake on my part, but their phone number at night forwards to their dispatch, which is obviously smart. And so I spoke with one of their dispatchers. He then had an onboarding specialist contact me, and it was late. It was like the sun had already set. I think it was even on a weekend, poor guy. And so he calls me back, and we had a conversation, and then he kind of mentions, hey, the game's about to end. I'll call you tomorrow. And so sure enough, we spoke the next day. They offered me a free week, and I think that's an offer they still have right now. If they don't offer it to you, you tell them Miguel said you're going to give them a free week. I don't think I have that kind of pull, but so I think they're still offering a free week. So your first week, they don't charge you. They dispatch you. They get you loads. They get you on load board, or they get you on with different vendors. And at the end of that week, they contact you. One of their, I think they call it like a team success specialist or something. And so basically like your representative. So one of them call you up and say, hey, so your week is up and I just wanted to check, how did it go? And, are you interested in continuing to use our service? Because, your first official day where, he didn't say it this way, but the first day we're going to start billing you is tomorrow. And so I don't want you to feel like, you thought you were still running for free and then there's going to be a dispute. And so I'm like, yeah, sure. These rates are great. They're better than I was getting before. There's plenty of work. Let's do it. What do I need to sign? And that was like the first, I guess, major surprise. There's no contract. You don't have to use them. And so that's like one of the major things. So if you try them, there's no obligation. At the end of the week, if you don't think you got what you wanted out of it, you can walk away, and there's no hard feelings. And all the vendor packets they sent out for you during the week, they send them to all the majors, but then they send them to everyone that they get you loads from. And so in that week, they're probably going to set you up with 20 or 30 brokers, and some of them you've probably never heard of before. So that in and of itself is worth money. And so your new week starts and you start working. The only difference is now they're going to be charging you a fee, but the service is exactly the same. And so Wednesday hits, a lot like Amazon. You'll get an email and it'll be your invoice. It'll show your truck's performance, what loads you booked, what the rates were, and their percentage and what they're going to charge you. And so come Friday, they'll hit you for the money. I don't remember, you'll have to forgive me, if I gave them a credit card number. I think that's what it was, or it may have been it may have been a routing number, and I think it's a credit card number because I don't get hit with fees, so I think it's just a credit card. And so they charge us Friday afternoon. No big deal. They push it through. And so here's kind of the beauty there, guys. Well, I don't think I've said it. Their fee is 3%, which is like the industry low. And they're pushing over 100 trucks. So they've got power behind them. When they call a broker, the broker knows who they are. And the broker knows they have access to trucks. So they have more buying power than you and I do, alone. And so there's that advantage, but the upside is you're not stuck in a contract. And so they know on every single daily, they know on a daily basis, if they aren't keeping you busy, they know you're going to go somewhere else. If they're not getting you the rates that you want, you can go somewhere else. You're not committed, you're not stranded, you're not stuck with them. You're not married, basically. It's almost like you're on 51st dates. You could walk away at any minute. And honestly, I think they structured themselves this way on purpose so they stay on their toes and stay after it. They do stay after it. So let's see, we talked about no contract, we talked about the rate, talked about the free week. They recently started offering invoice factoring. I don't know of any dispatch services that do that. And so I'm going to assume they're working with a third-party company. I don't know if I don't think they're doing it in-house. A factoring business is kind of complicated. The factoring company I use, I've gotten to know the owners pretty well. And, at one point I was my factoring company's biggest customer. And so I've seen kind of how things work in a factoring company. It's a lot of work, and really you need to have like 2 bankers and an attorney on your staff to run one of those things properly. And so I imagine that's not what Smarthop wants to do. And so let me talk a little bit about their technology. The way their technology works is they put all of the data that's available on the load boards and from the brokers they're working with, and they put them all into a big database. And then they use like an algorithm or a filter, whatever you want to call it, and they then develop, their software develops what they call hotspots. And so a particular hotspot could be a city that all of a sudden has a bunch of outbound freight. And so what they do is they move to get you into that market. They look for the best price to get you there. And the way most of us dispatch is, if I'm in, let's just say Atlanta, Georgia, I'm looking for the best paying load getting out of there. And let's face it, Atlanta, Georgia is bad. So really any paying load is good enough to get out. But What Smarthop will do is they'll look at the loads leaving and they'll push you into the better markets. I know that doesn't sound like anything new, but their technology is actually geared to do this. And so they keep moving you into the better paying markets, and 9 times out of 10 before you get there, they've already got like 2 or 3 different options that your dispatch is calling you on saying, hey, so you unload tonight at 10, I got this one that loads at this time, it's going here, I got this one that loads at that time, it's going there, these are the rates, what are you interested in? Their goal is to have your next load booked before you get there. And so you get there, you get unloaded, and you can go to sleep. Unlike when you're trying to move your trucks at Amazon, you got to get up at 2 in the morning, between 2 and 5 to find the good rates. And the rates I'm getting with Smarthop far exceeds the rates I was getting with Amazon. Don't get me wrong, Amazon's a good company. I don't have complaints in terms of getting paid or anything like that. All my payments came through as expected. It was just frustrating for my drivers because they would show up, they'd have a 10 o'clock appointment at night, and they wouldn't release them till 6 in the morning. They were stuck there all night. Now they can't work the next day because they were at the shipper all night. And so with Smarthop, you get cleaner loads, easier unloads. They've developed relationships with a lot of these brokers. And so in most cases, they kind of already know where you're going and they know what to expect. And, honestly, in many cases, I think they're able to just call and ask for loads. Hey, I got a truck that's stuck over here. I'm trying to find them something coming out. And I think sometimes they take loads that might have been handled internally. Say like if you're doing a CH Robinson, they have their own trucks. But I think in some cases, those brokers are like, oh man, it's a Smarthop truck and, they're always bailing me out of a jam. Let me squeeze a load out for them today. And we were going to do it in-house, but let them have it because I know I'm going to need them in the future. They have those kinds of relationships. And so that benefits us. There's over 100 trucks that they were dispatching 6 months ago. I'm sure that number's grown since. And so these brokers know this and they react to it. And so I'm able to get loads in markets where everyone's complaining they can't. Doesn't happen all the time. No one's perfect, but I get far better paying loads than I ever got off a load board or an Amazon. Anyway, so I talked about, I'm trying to make sure I covered all the bases. Talked about their up and coming factoring. When I saw Tony's video, they apparently also have the option to help you if you don't have your own authority. And so there's someone there at Smarthop, or Smarthop, the corporation, has an authority and they can lease you on. And so if you're a new startup and insurance is just going to be way too high for you as a new DOT number, but you've already bought your truck and you just got your quote and you're in shock because it's 40 grand for the first year, Smarthop has an option for you. So they can be your they can be the carrier that you're hauling under, on top of the fact that they're dispatching you. Obviously, they're not going to do that for the 3% dispatch fee. There's going to be an additional fee to run under their authority. And I don't know what that is because I've not pursued that. I have my own authority. What else? I asked them to look into because again, they call once a week to see what else, what would I like. And so I asked them to try and come up with a tire discount program similar to what Convoy has. And the lady was like, oh, hey, that sounds great. Sounds like a good idea. And she wrote it down. I don't know if it'll make any headway or not, but I brought up in-house factoring a while back, and she said, it's funny you mentioned that. We're going to have that here real soon. Keep an eye on our website. And I looked earlier today, and it does say they're offering in-house factoring, so that's kind of neat. How many dispatch services offer factoring? And so they got factoring. They can help you with your authority if you don't have one. There's options there. Honestly, I think the best part is there's no contract, so they know it's not like a gym membership where you buy that annual and now they're just collecting a maintenance fee, and they don't really care if you come in or not anymore because they got their money. Smarthop isn't like that. They earn their money for you every week with every load, and you have the option of leaving. You don't even have to use them the whole week. You know, if I finish this load and say I'm going to book my own load through this load board or through Amazon or whatever, okay, go ahead. Do you want me to book you something after you're done with that? Let me know when you're available again. And they keep pushing for you. And so honestly, I think that self-motivates them to make sure they're getting you good deals where you don't want to leave, or you don't want to go back to Amazon or you know, one of these other load boards on your own, because they're getting you better stuff without you having to bother. Anyway, so I think I mentioned I asked to see if it would be okay to make these videos, or to make a video on them. So comment below, in case I get a chance to speak to a supervisor or someone higher up the chain, that'd be nice. Comment below what would it take you to leave your existing dispatch service? I mean, obviously, I think they're cheaper. I've never heard of someone offering dispatch service for less than 3%. So if you're not leaving for the money, I think the service is good. So what else is there that would motivate you to move from your dispatch company to Smarthop? And I'll try and present that. Hey, why don't you guys offer this? Or why don't you consider this? I brought up factoring to them, but they were already thinking about that. I brought up the tire program. We'll see. Oh, and I just remembered, they have a fuel card. They do have a fuel card. It's a fuel discount service. I believe you give them like your bank information and you use this card, and it's just a discount card. They're not like offering you a line of credit or anything. And I don't remember how much the discount was, but I just started using Mudflap, and I kind of want to go a whole month on Mudflap where I can see like the real results, and I'm already seeing it. I've gotten as much as 60 cents off on Mudflap, but I'm not here to talk about Mudflap. So yeah, I think I touched on all the topics and everything they offer. I have a really good relationship with my dispatcher. I mean, the guy was off because his wife gave birth to their baby, and he still called me to make sure everything was good. And I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be off. And he's like, nope, I just want to make sure you're happy. They assigned me to Ricardo, another dispatcher. And actually, the guy got me a banging load. I got like $4.30 a mile or something. And you know, I told him, like, man, I said, I can't complain. Ricardo did good. And he's like, yeah, he did. I was looking at that load. That's an excellent load. Anyways, but you know, my dispatcher, even when he was supposed to be home enjoying, you know, time with the wife and newborn baby, you know, he still called me to make sure I was happy and everything was good. And so there's a certain amount of dedication that comes there. And I think all the dispatchers are like that. So it's in my opinion, it's a good company. They offer good service. If I get permission to do something more in depth, or I can work out some kind of interview, I don't know if I've figured out the technology well enough to do that yet, but maybe someone on their end knows how to do it. And so if I can work something else out, I will. Comment below what you guys think would make a dispatch company stand out enough where you would leave the one you're with, or what would make you come over to Smarthop. And I'll try and present thoughts and ideas to them and say, hey, you know, this is what truckers really want. This is what we really need. You know, we're truckers. We're struggling to rub those nickels together and keep the trucks fueled and keep tires under them and keep them running, right? The cool thing about this company is, I think I mentioned it, the CEO, Guillermo, he immigrated to this country and he was actually a trucker in his home country. I believe it was Guatemala. And he was a trucker there, came here and did what he knows, what he loves here in the States. I think he stopped that operation because he made the mistake of trying to run that in Florida. And so now he's running Smarthop and pursuing, again, the industry that he loves, but he has our perspective. You know, he knows how it hurts when the rates go down. He knows, you know, what it is to struggle with, you know, hours of service issues. You know, he gets all of that. You know, he lived our life. He knows what it is. He knows what it is to have DOT pull you over and scrutinize your truck. You know, he's lived what we lived. And I think if you look at a lot of these other companies, not just dispatch services, but other companies in our industry, you know, most of your dispatchers at these bigger companies come from Ivy League backgrounds. And, you know, you ask them what the difference is between a 10 and a Super 10, they have no idea. They're both 10s to him, you know, or her. You know, if you say, yeah, it's time to do an in-frame on my truck, they probably don't know what an in-frame is, you know. And I'm pretty sure if we sat in a roundtable discussion with, you know, the CEO of Smarthop, and we were having these types of conversations, you know, he could sit at a truck stop with us and understand what we go through. You know, he knows what it is to sit at a truck stop and have to do your 34-hour reset, and you're away from home and you're stuck there. You know, he gets that. And so I kind of like the company in its structure and in its soul, if you will, just for that, because it's one of us. It's a gear jammer sitting behind that nice desk calling the shots. You know, he knows what we go through. And man, I sound like a commercial, but it's a testimonial. I got asked for this, okay, guys? I got asked to make a review on them. No, I don't work for them. No, they don't sign my paycheck. And I always joke as I'm sitting here with these videos, because the Mac logo comes up, and I keep joking, hey Mac, when are you gonna send me my 2021 Anthem that you're donating to me? But I don't get paid by anyone, and it's why I haven't monetized my account or my channel, and I don't try and do sponsors or anything. I want my credibility to stand on its own as a trucker. And so if you watched all the way to the end, I do appreciate it. I know my videos tend to get long. I'm pretty long-winded. But if I hear anything back from Smarthop and they're willing to do, you know, where they feed more information, or I can ask them some questions, or I get permission to just, you know, dig through their website and show you guys what everything is, I'll make another video. But do like or comment so I know this is something that you guys are interested in or want to know about. Anyways, thanks for watching. I need to start getting ready because I unload here pretty soon. Thanks.